Acting like it's cold or something.
Yeah, what is it? Just my phone say the temperature is.
40 degrees?
But feels like 38. God damn.
Oh, wow.
Well, that was a movie.
Hello and welcome back to First Thoughts. I'm Simon. Jesus. Hi. What's up? Hello. What's up? Good?
Just hanging out?
Yeah, we're filming a movie review.
Oh, really? Sorry to,
You're good. Thank you.
Nice.
Second time that's ever happened to me.
That's the first time for me.
I love how the second I was like, all right, it's just blinding light from my left. It's like, ah! I was like, what the?
Unicorn.
Welcome. First Thoughts. I'm Simon, that's Justin, that's Officer Riley, and today we're giving our first thoughts on Death of a Unicorn, which was by first-time writer-director Alex Sharfman and starring absolutely star-studded cast. It's got Jenna Ortega, Paul Rudd, Anthony Carrigan, Richard E. Grant, Téa Leoni, Will Poulter, Sunita Mani, and Steve Park. Just about every actor in this movie, you'll be like, oh, I've seen them in something before.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like you were going to cut me off when I started.
So I didn't want to cut it off because this has nothing to do with the actual review, but, well, I mean, kind of does. This is the second. Both reviews today have been interrupted by the police in different ways.
How was the first one?
The first one, we had to stop and watch the guy and pull it over.
Yeah, so first time writer-director Alex Sharfman. This was produced by Ari Aster. I think they just all know each other over at A24 because he was a producer on The Witch. Also, speaking of Ari Aster and A24, Will Poulter was in Midsommar, so he's worked for A24.
That's who I meant to look up, where I exactly know him from.
He's been around for a while. He was in Midsommar, he was in Gardens of the Galaxy, he was in We're the Millers, he was in Narnia.
Wow.
Bro's been around. Going into this movie, I had it on my list from the beginning of the year, or even last year, where I was like, I want to see this movie because it was on, A24's list of movies coming out this year, and I pretty much go see every A24 movie I can, because most A24 movies are good. But leading up to this week, also, I was a fan of the cast. Jenna Ortega. Right. I don't know how long she can keep playing teen girls, but for now, she can.
Well, she's going to milk it for as long as she can.
So I've been a fan of her for the past few years. I caught on to her a little bit late, but been a fan of hers. Paul Rudd, I haven't seen him in a whole lot, but I always like him when I see him. Will Poulter, same kind of thing. Téa Leoni, I can't remember the last time I saw her. When I see her, I think Fun with Dick and Jane, which is 20 years ago now. So I don't know, but liked her in this. Loved the whole cast. But then the reviews started coming out for this movie. It's got like a 5.7 on IMDb and like a 50-some on Metacritic. Yeah. So after our first successful movie today, I was like, all right, well, this one's going to be a bit of a stinker or whatever. And I think it may have been even better. I liked this movie a lot. I had a lot of fun with this.
I did enjoy this one quite a bit. I don't know if I liked it better.
It's complete. It's apples to oranges.
Yeah, but it was pretty good. I absolutely had no idea what I was getting myself into. I mean, he just sent over the movies, and I said, "Okay, that sounds good." Always. Yeah, pretty much. It works out.
I don't think we ever saw a trailer for this in theaters or anything.
I can't remember one. I really would have remembered, unless they were hiding everything from the movie. I think I would have remembered something for this. I barely paid attention to the poster.
I saw the poster everywhere. I was very aware of the poster, but I'm like, did I see a trailer? Because I don't if I'm not presented one at the movies, then I don't seek them out typically. No. So I don't know if I saw a trailer for this period, actually.
And I didn't look this up ahead of time to see a little 2-line synopsis, so I really had no idea. I was very pleasantly surprised. I mean, they laid out where it was going.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was a shocker at any point.
But it was pretty enjoyable the way through.
Yeah, because I did know the plot going in. To a degree, as much as the synopsis was on IMDb or whatever. And so there was nothing really that surprised me the entire movie other than it was funnier than I expected. I knew it was listed as a comedy, but I didn't entirely believe that. And it was comedy first, anything else second.
If I had heard that it was comedy and seen the cast ahead of time, I would have believed it.
Yeah.
It is the cast for comedy.
Yeah, I did hear that it was, like I said, not doing well with critics or basic people. Like, it had done well in festivals, and it's A24, so I was like, I don't know what my expectations should be. And I forget, the quote's probably somewhere, I don't know where it is, but somebody had said it was like Jurassic Park meets some other movie, and I forget what the other movie was, but probably was accurate, whatever he said, because this was like Jurassic Park on acid, and I loved it. I really did. There was a couple of pacing issues. I think it dragged out a little bit near the middle to the end. But also, it really teases you with how, like, gory it's gonna get, and then it doesn't go as far as I wanted it to.
No.
But I really enjoyed it anyway.
This definitely could have been a lot gorier, and I did actually see someone say that when I was scrolling through stuff afterwards, trying to see through the cast. But
that's probably, like, the only major complaint, and it's not even like neither one are a major complaint. It's pacing and wanting there to be more oomph to the blood.
Yeah, I get people may have not liked it because it's a little basic, preachy? I guess. It's kind of preachy too. But like,
that was the only thing I could think
I didn't
of
see anyone talking about how preachy it was. Like, they were very obvious what its message was, but like,
yeah, it's not it's not being subtle at all with its messaging.
But the people were saying it was
Park, though.
Basic by the numbers, and I'm just like, I don't know, this is solid.
There's a lot of basic by the number things that are entertaining. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't upset that I knew exactly where I was going because I knew I was going to enjoy it the whole time.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay, so if this wasn't a comedy and its purpose was the horror elements whatever, then sure, I would be let down. But the most important thing is the comedy, and the comedy is consistently good. There was, I think, one joke the entire movie that didn't work for me, and then immediately it led to a second joke that did work for me. And that one joke was, at one point they're getting ready to go out on like this important thing, and Paul Rudd goes like, does anybody know where the bug spray is? And that was just like the most like Marvel humor joke. It just didn't work for me at all. But then there's like some serious conversation happening over here, and he comes over like, I think this has got something in it, and that redeemed that first awful joke to me. And I was just like, just the way he said it was funny. It wasn't even the line, but I was like, yeah, I don't know. The humor worked 99% of the time, and that is the main goal of the movie, is to be funny. Yeah. And endearing. I mean, I like the cast. There's people that you love to love, like Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd, and there's people that you love to hate. Like, Will Poulter is hilarious. He steals the show every time he's on screen. So does the butler guy. Whatever his name is.
I'm never gonna remember his name, but I do love him. He was phenomenal.
Anthony Carrigan, who played
phenomenal
Griff.
in Barry.
And I mean, frankly, like, we could go literally down the entire cast, because Téa Leoni was great in her bits. The two doctors or scientists, which was Sunita Amani and Steve Park, they were also, every time they were on screen, doing something amazing. So I fail to understand why this movie is getting shit reviews. It does not deserve it at all, in my opinion.
There's no twists. You know, they laid out the entire plot when they had that one part. That's not snobbish enough.
Not highbrow enough. I'm sorry. I don't know. It was fun. It was funny, well acted. Is it, you use the word basic or predictable? Is it just by the numbers? I guess, sure, but like, I don't know. I don't have any really strong complaints. Yeah. I've got like 3 nitpicks here or there. At the end of the day, I'm also gonna give this one a 7. I don't know how you feel, but I'm in the same kind of area as the last one.
I go 6.5, 7. I just don't like it as much as the last one.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's hard to compare the two anyway. But yeah, I mean, why? Why don't people like it? I don't get it.
Yeah, it is pretty wild to see it score so low.
I was, so what I was kind of thinking when the movie first started was it was just going to be so bizarre people wouldn't be able to like tune into the frequency of it. Kind of like last year's the Sasquatch Sunset movie, where you didn't see that. I saw that by myself. I loved it, but I was like, this is one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen, because it's about a group of Sasquatches who do not speak. They speak Sasquatchese or whatever.
Oh yeah,
and so it's just them wandering around for 90 minutes doing Sasquatch shit, and it's really weird. And so I was like, I love this, and I can see why nobody else does. Makes sense. So I was like, maybe this is going to be that. Because, you know, the humor starts out like, maybe we'll go that way.
Yeah.
You know? No. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty palatable humor. I think most people will find this funny. I just don't get it. Usually there's somebody, whether it's the audience or the critics, usually the critics, that I agree with. I don't agree with anybody on this. I don't get it.
Well, maybe I haven't seen IMDb yet, but what's the audience score there?
5.7.
Oh, dang. Because
Yeah.
the Rotten Tomatoes only has the critic score yet, and they're at a 5.5.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't get it. I'm baffled. Befuddled. Befooled even. Straight up confused. I don't know. I like, there's not a whole lot to say. It's good. It's not like...
Yeah, it's kind of hard to talk about this one without spoilers, outside to say that the comedy was
The comedy's
pretty funny.
good.
Stayed mostly consistent.
There was, like I said, there's a little bit of a lull near the end of like the middle act or whatever, but that's it. I know it's, like we said, predictable, and it's you know, the Jurassic Park kind of thing, but it's still original in its execution of that. I got nothing. I got nothing.
Is it saying that there's deaths, not a spoiler, right? That there are deaths in the film?
Yeah, a unicorn dies.
Yeah.
That's in the title.
I was gonna say the deaths are funny.
Yeah.
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 I don't know if that's a spoiler or not, but
I think Will Poulter was my favorite thing about this movie, honestly.
I
He was
didn't expect him to
consistently
take
hilarious.
over as like the front of the movie for that side, but like he
Everything he did
he was
was
pretty hilarious.
pretty consistently laugh out loud funny. He was great. Everybody was, though. But I don't know. Yeah, I guess we'll get into spoilers. I don't even know how long the spoiler section is going to be. I feel like this is short and sweet, which is, this is good. Why is nobody saying it is? That's my review.
I'm gonna have to read through the reviews in the end, because like, what are they saying outside of like the two things I saw?
Yeah, we'll do that in spoilers. So we're getting into spoilers now. Like I said, go watch it. I enjoy it. So did he. He liked it. We all did. The people in the theater with us liked it, I think. They laughed.
No, we didn't have as active as a crowd as the first film.
No.
But, you know.
What did you think, Officer Riley? Did you like it? He liked it too. We all did. So go watch it. And if you haven't seen it yet, you should click away. Go watch it. And then you can come back and we can talk about it then. But also don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow, rate, all of that stuff. It does help. Thanks, guys. Bye. So, spoilers. Yeah, let's get into these reviews. You pull up Rotten Tomatoes, I'll pull up Metacritic.
Gotcha.
So, it's got a 55 Metacritic. The lowest rating that pops up right away is The Guardian. Adrian Horton says, by large, this beastly features exactly what you would expect it to be. Fashioning itself different, but in fact, much like the others, a unicorn, this is not. Okay, so I guess kind of like leading to that predictability, that like, oh, it's kind of cookie cutter. Screen Daily said, unfortunately, the ending, like so much of what came before, is missing that certain magic which not even a unicorn can provide. So they're not really giving any real reasons. They're just saying like it feels like it's missing something.
Oh, like this guy's one-liner. Despite some rainbow-colored flourishes, this unicorn is a dog.
Stupid. Give it a letterbox with that bullshit.
And these are all the critics too, because there's no fucking audience yet.
As first features go, Death of a Unicorn is considerably more ambitious and imaginative than so much of what studios greenlight these days, which goes a fair distance to excuse some of its flaws. Okay, so what are the flaws?
For an idea boasting so much promise, this horror satire proves neither pointed nor scary enough to merit more than a disappointed shrug.
This person gave it 1 star. I'm on IMDb now. IMDb user We Micah gave it 1 star and said, beyond its entertainment value, this movie offers layers of meaning. It isn't just about horror or comedy, it's a commentary on human nature and the consequences of unchecked ambition. While it doesn't take itself too seriously, it leaves the audience with ideas to reflect on, making it more than just a surface level experience. 1 star? 1 star. We Micah, what are you on? Did you snort some unicorn horn?
Listen, if he had, think of how his mind would have expanded. Became a genius.
YKJDH gave it 1 star and said dumb. One word to describe this is dumb. A unicorn is killed on the road and the horn carries some magical power. But already there's more than magic in just the horn, but alright. Pretty soon folks are suddenly healthier nearby, but then greed sets in and I'll stop right there. Vengeful unicorns and some bad acting by who, bitch, make this laughable. It's a comedy, moron. Still waiting for the scary Easter Bunny movie. What? Wrong movie. It's still waiting for the scary Easter Bunny movie?
Listen.
Go see a different movie.
Listen, it'll be on the way. All right.
Anyhow, there's some moral compass here about greed and excess and sniffing powdered unicorn horn. Silly and just flat out dumb. It's a comedy, you moron. The film tries to lay itself off as social commentary and satire. It is. Instead, it plays like a bad episode of The Twilight Zone, except the show contains blood and profanity. I do not know who was more bored, me or my 12-year-old zombie-loving son. You and your son are both fucking idiots.
God damn.
By the way, 6 out of 50 people found that review useful.
Damn.
Alright, this guy gave it 3 stars and said, save your money and stay home. I can usually count on Paul Rudd to pull me through even when he's in a clunker, and boy is this a clunker. But this time he even looks haggard and worn. He's like 50 years old. He's gonna... Anyway. The rest of the cast didn't fare much better. Tay Leone ended up looking like Meredith Vieira, and Will Poulter's part put in another time would have been played by Tim Curry. None of these are negative things you're saying, by the way. This is billed as a comedy horror, and I didn't laugh once. Then what the fuck is wrong with you? I found the characters unlikable. That's not a critique. And yet I understand they are supposed to be greedy members of Big Pharma. Your review doesn't make sense. But not a chuckle out of me or the few others in the theater. Get a different room. This was dismal. Even the gory parts were not particularly well done. That is the one thing I kind of agree. I wish there was more gore. The special effects people were sleeping on the job here. I mean, no, the effects were good. They just didn't do enough with the gore. That was the lone 3-star. There's no 2-star reviews. There's 1 4-star review. It's a long one, though, and I don't feel like reading 10 paragraphs.
Oh, what?
And there's no 5 stars. Yeah, so basically, all of the people that have said it's bad sound like idiots. I don't... So...
I'm seeing gore, tired premise, tired storytelling, not funny enough.
Says who?
Yeah.
Who says it's not funny enough? That's subjective.
They seem to think so. Or the negative views, at least.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I don't get it. I thought it was
funny.
perfectly funny enough.
Yeah, like I said, there was 1 joke that didn't land for me. 1. That was it. Everything else. The only other thing that confused me about this movie was, okay, so when Steve Park dies, the Asian scientist guy dies. Right? So he goes like, ugh, and you're like, okay, he was stabbed, and he opens his jacket, and there's blood there. And then it like splurts, lands on the girl's face.
Right.
The camera pans over to her, and then pans back, and there's a giant horn. And that was weird.
Yeah.
That didn't work.
I don't really know how to explain that one either.
Like, either he just got stabbed, or like, I thought there was like a unicorn growing out of him or something. Because like, I knew
It
he
would
was
have been
stabbed.
interesting if it like slowly...
Yeah.
went
Just
through
that
him.
effect did not work at all.
Yeah.
I can admit to that. If there was a weak point, it was kind of the gory moments weren't great. So I do agree with whoever said that.
I saw that was a common point I saw in some of the negative ones, at least if they wrote more than 1 line.
Yeah, because there was, I think, so when the dad died, having the horn go up through his face, that was good. I liked that. I liked Tay Leone getting ripped apart. That was fun. As well as the female scientist lady got torn in half. That was fun. I don't know. I think other than that, the deaths were a little bit anticlimactic. The guy getting his head stepped on, I was like, ooh, here we go. And then it was like partially off screen. And this movie is definitely low budget. And you feel the budget throughout the movie for sure. I mean, that's going to happen with first-time writer-directors.
And 3, well, mostly 2 unicorns that we have to, have going around doing things.
So there's definitely
Stomping
limitations to this movie. I don't want to say it's perfect, but it's It's good. It is good. I enjoyed it. It's hilarious. The plot, yes, is predictable, and it's just, bad people doing bad things. But that's the point. It's like it's satire.
Yeah.
It's Jurassic Park on drugs.
I mean, you literally you see it clear up. It's her zits, I guess. She's
Yeah,
picking at her
acne,
zits.
yeah.
I thought she was just like scratching herself raw on her cheek or something, but I guess she's just picking at her zits. And you see it heal the zits. And then the guy's clearly sick, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this is exactly where it's going. She gets the tapestry, starts learning about the history of unicorns, and then spells out exactly how this is going to go down.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and then
okay.
the bad guys being too dumb to like save themselves because they're greedy. It's like, yeah, have we seen that before? Yes,
Yeah.
but that's also just humanity. Like that's happened a million times in a million different ways. So it happening in movies a million times, a million different ways is fine.
Yeah, I haven't seen it with unicorns yet. Now I
Yeah,
have.
exactly. Especially unicorns with sharp teeth that change colors because they were like dark and then they were white. And
Yeah, that was interesting.
I didn't know why that happened. I guess their magic turned them white.
I guess like they're happy to be back together again.
I didn't question it because it's magic. That's the thing. It's like it's not a plot hole. There's magic. It's not going to be for everybody. I get that, but I'm confused why it's not for more people than it has been so far. I don't see why this is not considered good. Like, I mean, not great. Like, if it had like a 6.5, I would be like, that makes sense. I rate it higher than that, but it's more my thing.
Right.
But to have under a 6 in the 5s just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, the 5.5. That's pretty low.
Yeah, it's like, if we had walked out of Dumb and Dumber right now, what would we be saying? Oh, it was funny. I really liked it. Go watch it.
We'll be looking at the reviews. Not funny enough.
Yeah. Jim Carrey's a hack. He'll never be famous. I don't know. I feel like there's been like kind of this turning against A24 recently for some reason. And A24 is like one of the only studios consistently putting out good movies. If we start abandoning them, we're fucked.
see, it's because they promoted snorting horn. All right.
Him snorting the horn was maybe my favorite thing about this movie. You know what I did expect though? I thought his head was going to explode from snorting. For some reason, just like that visual was in my head that it was like one time he's going to snort and his head is just going to, and then it didn't, and that would have been fun.
That would have been funny.
Oh well. I don't know that there's much more to say, and I feel like why waste time pretending when I'm gonna have to edit this later.
That's fair.
I feel like, yeah, just go see it. Don't expect your life to be changed by it. Just expect to be entertained, and you will be. It's entertaining. It is.
It's a good movie. You want to laugh? You want to see some crazy deaths? Some unicorns? Fuck some shit up?
See Jenna Ortega cry one single tear like 5 different times. She's great at it. So good. See Paul Rudd look old and haggard, according to whoever said that. This is your movie.
Listen, he's a single father who's trying to reconnect with his daughter.
He's
of course
also
he's old
just
and
like
haggard.
he's getting old. Like Paul Rudd
Yeah.
is like in his 50s, right?
I would think so.
How old
I
is
have
Paul
no
Rudd?
idea.
55. He's looked 30 for so long. He can't forever, okay? He's allowed to look haggard, all right?
Listen, when he stops looking 30, that's when we de-age him.
Yeah, bring in the CGI.
Come on.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. We're going to stop talking now. I was going to say go back in, but we're not. We're done. It is late. Thanks. Bye. Subscribe, follow, rate, like, comment. Tell me how your day went. You look good today.